the source. Of course you do.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Labor Day morning. Hard to believe it's Labor Day already. We're so close to Thanksgiving. I would just put it that way. And the reason I'm bringing up Thanksgiving this early is because last Thanksgiving, my dog, who was 14 years old at that time, was not looking too good. And I came into work and I said to you, Robin, I said, I think when I got home, I might find my dog not with us anymore. Mm-hmm. So when I got home, she was still alive, and she was still doing pretty good. She was 14 years old, which is the equivalent of a 91-year-old person, right? Mm-hmm. 7 times 14. I had to do the math real quick so I could tell you that. Okay.
98.
So she was, and we had this commercial run, and I'm not trying to sell you any product. I'm not even going to name the product, but there was a product that we were advertising at the time, and I bought it, and it had nutrients in it. It had, I don't even know what it had in it, but enzymes, et cetera, et cetera. And I am just telling you, something worked wonders, but it didn't completely do everything. And then maybe a few months later, I came home one day, and her back end, I don't know if she had a stroke or what happened, but she's got these large tumors. And I was told by a veterinarian that if I had them removed, the anesthesia would probably kill her. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, well, just leave it alone. I'll just be with her. It'll be like, hospice for dogs. I'll be the hospice worker. Well, the good news is she's still alive. I pick her up to take her outside. Mm-hmm. I have to get her going, and then she can actually walk.
Yeah.
But she will sleep on the floor next to my bed. And I will pick her up in the morning, just literally carry her outside, mm-hmm. and then hold her while she goes, mm-hmm. relieves herself, mm-hmm. and then she'll start to work again, and her legs will move and she can walk, and it's a very feeble kind of a walk, and it's just, so now she's almost 15. She's going to be 15 mm-hmm. in December, and so she'll be 105 years old according to that formula we learned when we were kids. They don't live forever, right? But dogs are a part of our family. Dr. Judy Morgan is a holistic veterinarian. I was reading about her in some report that I get online. She's the co-host of the Radio Pet Lady Network Pet Talk radio show called Holistic Vets. She's an advocate for pet wellness, and her book, I don't know if I know the title. Is it called From Needles to Naturals? Is that the name of the book?
Yep.
Learning Holistic Pet Healing. I want to hear about this because I want my dog to live to be 17, 18. How old can a dog live to be? Dr. Judy Morgan. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, and thank you for the invitation. And I love your story, and bless you for hanging in there with your old dog and providing what's needed, because that is something that is so near to my heart.
And Robin said you're in Niagara Falls right now?
I am in Niagara Falls on vacation right now. I only have 2 of my dogs with us, but they've been riding in the bike basket, touring around.
Oh, that
Niagara
is
Falls.
awesome. Oh, man, I want to do that. So where's home, though? Where's home?
Home is southern New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being on the air with us today. And by holistic, what is, I think I know what it means, but you explain it. What does holistic mean?
Okay, so from a holistic standpoint, we look at things a little bit differently than a traditional veterinarian might. So, for instance, you might take your dog in because the back end isn't working, and so they're going to say, oh, well, the back end isn't working because of X, and here's your pills to fix X. When I look at a pet like that, I'm going to talk to you about, well, what does his diet include, and what is his surroundings? What kind of living situation are you in? Does he have to be able to do stairs? Is he a size that you can carry in and out? What's his mental status? Does he have stimulation? Is he interested in the world around him? And so we look at everything from a a whole viewpoint. It's not just about treating a disease, it's about treating the mind and the body and the spirit. And for me, a huge part of it is diet and getting that right. And when we get that right, then we can heal so many things. I heal many of my patients with just diet changes alone.
That is awesome. And so can I ask real quickly? I said my dog is what, maybe 35 pounds?
Yeah,
she's
I would think
she's not real tiny, but I still carry her around.
Big enough to carry around.
Yeah, big enough. Yeah, big enough. So, or small enough, I should say. But okay. So now the saddest part is the day she dies. Would you let would you approach the holistic? Well, how do I ask this? Would you allow a dog to die naturally, or would you put her down earlier?
That is an individual decision for every single person. And, I think a lot of it depends on what their status is. For instance, one of ours had a brain tumor, and she got to the point where she was seizuring uncontrollably, and I could not get the seizures to stop no matter what I used, whether it be Western medicine or traditional medicine.
Right.
And, after a few hours of just, trying everything in my toolbox, that was one where I finally just said, look, this dog is not going to come out of this, so I am going to have to let her go. My sister had a 16-year-old corgi who was paralyzed in the hind end with a disease called degenerative myelopathy, very common in the breed. And that dog lost the use of his hind legs at around the age of 14, and eventually the paralysis creeps up the body. So by the time he died on his own at the age of 16, he had no use of any of his legs, but he had a really good quality of life because she had a little area set up in her kitchen for him, and she sat on a little stool and read to him and fed him and washed him and took such phenomenal care of him. And yes, it became almost a full-time job, but we went to visit and the dog was happy. And, even though nothing worked, he was happy. And so there was no problem with allowing that dog to pass naturally, which he eventually did. And he was a great dog. He was the last surviving working dog from 911 in New York City.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
Oh, even some celebrity status. Yeah, my dog seems happy. That's my thinking too. She doesn't seem miserable. When I'm there, like she'll just kind of lay there, just look happy. She's not running around like she did, of course, but she's just seems to be content. So
Wags her tail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She smiles.
Yeah, so she has an interest in life. You come in and she's happy to see you, and she's still interested in her meals. And so that's a dog who still has a zest for life. And if they're still interested and they have a zest for life, then there's no reason to shortchange them.
So are we right? The book that you have written is called From Needles to Natural?
Yes, I actually have two books. The first one is From Needles to Natural, Learning Holistic Pet Healing. And the second one is called What's for Dinner, Dexter, Cooking for Your Dog Using Chinese Medicine Theory. And so that's really about how to heal different problems that your dog might be having and using food to heal things.
So I bought a product that had enzymes in it, and without telling you the name of the product, tell me about these kinds of things: enzymes, probiotics, vitamins.
Yeah, great stuff. So particularly for the seniors, but really for any dog, all of our dogs take a probiotic every single day. But 80% of the immune system is in the digestive tract. It lines the guts. So we have to have good digestion. We have to have good nutrition. And when all of that is in a perfect state, then the body can help heal itself. So the digestive enzymes, particularly for the older dog, make it a lot easier for that digestive process to take place. The pancreas isn't spitting out enzymes as well as it used to, probably doesn't work as well. Probiotics are the good guys, the good bacteria that, fight off the bad guys in the gut. So anytime you use a product like that, you're going to help that dog digest food better, and the better they digest the food, the better use they can put it to in their body. So older dogs also will really benefit from omega-3 fatty acids, so that's the fish oils. Coconut oil, which is medium-chain triglycerides, really help with brain health. So, supplements that have those sorts of things in them will rejuvenate these guys.
So are they specifically marketed for dogs, or are they different? Like if I were to get probiotics for myself, would the same probiotics work for my dog?
They will, but they do have slightly different species of bacteria in the gut. So I usually will use ones that are made specifically for dogs. And when I'm looking for a probiotic or enzyme product, I'm usually looking for a vegetarian product. The reason for that is a lot of the ones that have an animal base in them, they'll use something called Animal Digest. And Animal Digest is that rendered soup from roadkill and dead animals, and it's just really horrible stuff, and you don't know what's in it. So I never want to see Animal Digest in the food or in a supplement that I'm giving. So when I use a vegetarian one that I make, that I'm guaranteed there's no Animal Digest.
Can I ask you about cats real quickly? I mean,
Sure.
Because I always heard that cats have to have meat. You can't give cats a vegetable diet.
Yeah.
So would their advice be different than a dog's advice?
Only a little bit different. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means that they really need to eat meat to get what they need. Now, with that said, I have a few clients in the past who have tried to make their cats vegans or vegetarians, and basically what you end up having to do is add a chemical soup to the food to supply all the amino acids and vitamins that they're not getting from eating meat. It is very, very difficult to have a healthy cat, and most cats that I've had as patients where the clients have tried to make them vegan or vegetarian, the cats die from something related to the poor nutrition.
Oh, really?
So cats really want to have a meat diet, and that's one of the problems that we see in this day and age with the dry pet food. Cats should never eat dry food. In my opinion, it's just wrong for them in so many ways. But particularly, they're usually filled with corn and grains and all sorts of things that cats are not meant to digest. So we end up with these fat, lazy, arthritic, diabetic cats.
Oh, wow. I never realized. So dry food, you're not a fan of dry food for cats?
No, and I'm not really a fan of it for dogs, but for cats in particular, it's a big no-no.
And you were talking about fish oil is good, but fish is an animal. So do you have a vegetarian equivalent for that?
No, you could use seaweed. Oh. But for my fish oils, I do, because you need something from the sea to get an omega-3. A lot of people will use flaxseed, and they say, oh, well, we're getting omega-3s from flaxseed. But as people, we are able to convert the omega-6s that are in the flax and the vegetable products into omega-3s. Dogs and cats don't have the enzymes to do that. Mm-hmm. So you end up, when you supplement as a flaxseed oil or something like a hemp seed oil, you end up giving too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. So they really do need that fish oil product or that seed-based product. I do have a dog who's allergic to fish and seafood, so she can't have it. I use coconut oil for her. It's not the same, but it's as close as I can get.
Dr. Judy Morgan is our guest. Her books, From Needles to Natural is one. The other one, What's for Dinner, Dexter. And she is right now, and I can't get this out of my brain, she is in Niagara Falls with bicycles, with dogs in baskets.
I think that's such a cool visual.
And I want to know more about that, because I live vicariously through everybody. Can we ask you to hang? You do a radio show, so you know the importance of taking breaks. So let's take a little break. Oh, yeah. And we'll be right back and learn some more about our animals. And for those who've listened to the show for a while, you know that I love my doggie.
Yes.
It's so sad to see her getting so old, but I have her in my mind. What's the line? Borrowed time? I have her on borrowed time right now. I really thought the last Thanksgiving was the end of her, but she's still with me, and still wags her tail when I come home, and just got this gigantic tumor. But I'll tell you about it when we come back. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny to partly cloudy with a thunderstorm during the afternoon and evening hours today, a high of 85 to 88. Partly cloudy later tonight, a low 72 to 75. And we'll have some thunderstorms again during the late day hours tomorrow and Wednesday. Otherwise, it's partly sunny, high of 88 to 92 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They could create create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source in 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Hello, friends. This is Avilio Silvera inviting you to the 23rd Annual Silver River Friends of the NRA Dinner. Our upcoming charitable banquet is on September 10th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. and this year at a brand new location, the Circle Square Cultural Center at On Top of the World. The $50 per person ticket gives you access to games, a live auction, silent auction, raffles, prizes, and a whole lot of fellowship and fun, not to mention a seafood and chicken dinner buffet. You're going to want to be at the Silver River Friends of the NRA dinner on September the 10th at Circle Square Cultural Center. You can call Connie Davis at 352-239-0711. Again, that's Connie Davis at 352-239-0711. This is our charitable fundraising for the year so that we can empower the next generation of defenders of the Second Amendment.
10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Robin, by the way, has a beautiful dog as well. What is it?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
He's
again?
a border collie.
Oh, border collie. I always forget what it's called. I know the name.
He's 12.
Yeah.
He's an old dog.
He doesn't seem old. Dr. Judy Morgan is on the phone up in Niagara Falls riding bicycles with dogs in baskets. And the personal question, who are you with? Are you with your husband?
I'm with my better half, and his name is Hugh Grant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Robin told me that
Not
he's...
me, Hugh Grant, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
And does he have
I had to look him up.
So how big are the dogs that you have in your baskets?
The two that we have with us are about 12 pounds each.
Are you literally out on the bicycles right now?
No, I am not. I was a little worried about noise outside on the phone, but we did that yesterday. We went about 5 miles. We'll do it again today with them. They just loved it.
Are you on the Canadian side or the American side?
We're on the American side and stupidly forgot our passport, so
Oh.
we're staying on the American side.
See, that isn't that. I hate
Yeah.
I hate the fact. I haven't been to Canada since they changed that rule, but
We need a passport.
you used to be able to just go across the border. Really?
No, it would be so nice. It looks very nice over there.
Oh man! All right, so that tells me I got to get a passport. If I can't get to Canada without a passport.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to tell you real quick thing. Robin and I raised money for the Literacy Council a few years ago by painting landscapes. We would take the easels and the paints, and we would go to a state park, and we would just paint whatever we saw, and we raised some money for the Literacy Council. But the reason that comes into this conversation is because when we decided to do this, I said, wherever we go, it's got to be a place that allows dogs, because I
Yes.
want to bring my dog with me.
Right?
And it was a very sweet. How long did it take us? It took us about a year to do these paintings.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
Yeah, one
and
Saturday.
every
a month.
Saturday is just about every Saturday.
One Saturday a week. I'm sorry. It was a project.
So it was very cool to find out that all the state parks in the state of Florida allow dogs.
Nice.
City parks and county parks don't always allow dogs.
No, they don't.
But
Right.
state parks do. So it was just a joy, and I feel like, because I'm always at work, I always feel like, oh gosh, what kind of a dog owner am I? Oh, my dog is always home. So for that year, I felt like we did something pretty extraordinary. Now she's too old. I can't take her to the state park anymore. She won't walk. She'll lay down.
Yeah.
The distance from
That's okay. She still might get enjoyment out of it. Take your blanket and go have a picnic with her. She'll love it.
All right, I'll take care of that.
Yeah,
That
I
sounds
can't go
good.
too far.
Yeah, I can't go too far.
That'll work with her.
We'll go out.
It's a pretty part.
All right, so we were looking at the titles of the books, and What's for Dinner, Dexter. So this is where we make our own dog food, right?
Right. And it's not that time consuming. At our house, we have 9 dogs. So we do a lot of cooking, but we, basically crock pot. We make big crock pots full of food, or we make big meatloafs for the dogs. I have big lasagna pans that I fill and throw in the oven.
Does it smell good?
depends on what you're cooking. When you're cooking kidneys, they don't smell so good.
Oh.
But luckily, we don't have to do that very often. We have dogs with heart problems, so we cook hearts like feeds like. So when we have a dog with kidney problems, we would feed kidney, and if we have heart problems, we feed heart, and liver problems, we feed liver. Yeah. So the big thing with home cooking for your pet is getting it as a balanced diet, and the big requirement that everyone leaves out is a calcium supplement. And a general vitamin supplement is not going to cut it. So I just had somebody email me this morning, and they showed me a picture of the supplement they were feeding, and I said, no, not enough calcium in there. Dogs have a really high calcium requirement compared to people. And they also really need a lot of meat in their diet, and just like the cats do. Not as much as the cats, but they really need meat. And meat is very high in phosphorus and low in calcium, so it's an inverted ratio to what they need. So there are calcium supplements on the market that you can buy. You can grind eggshells, and those will work as a calcium supplement. But that's all explained in the books, how to balance the diet and what you need to add to it so that you have a complete meal for your dog. And so we cook maybe every couple of weeks, and then we just put stuff in the freezer. And each time we cook, it's a little bit different, and we change up the recipes. So, if I have dogs with allergy, we have a couple right now with really bad allergies. And there's pictures on my Facebook page of these dogs that came in, and their skin looks like red alligator skin, just horrible, no hair. And all we do with these dogs is we change the diet. And so those dogs, we usually start with a homemade rabbit diet, because rabbit tends to be something that's not found very often in commercial dog foods, and it's also hypoallergenic and low in fat. So we have this one little dog that came in January. She's a little Bichon Cavalier mix. She looks like a Bichon, and just came in with this alligator skin and no hair. She had bladder stones, total mess. And we changed her diet, took the bladder stones out with surgery. This dog now has a full body of 3-inch long, white, floofy hair.
Really?
Skin problems,
from rabbit.
No allergies.
Well, see, that's because rabbits have a lot of hair. Is that why?
We see them frozen in the grocery store.
Yeah, I've seen rabbit meat.
There you go.
Yeah, because I couldn't
we
kill
should
it.
do that.
So my dog has had a hair problem almost all her life. The back end of her, and it's not only since she got old. She's always had this really thin hair from about the midway point of her back down to her tail.
Well, part of the problem with you guys down there in Florida is fleas run rampant down there, and they're really hard to have zero fleas. And so we call that the Christmas tree pattern, when it kind of starts at their middle of their back and goes back, and then the hind legs have not much hair. And so a lot of times that is a flea allergy. And if you have a dog who's allergic to fleas, one flea bite and they're done for 3 weeks. They're just going to lick and chew. So much bigger problem. Obviously, since I'm a holistic vet, I don't advocate the use of all the chemicals that keep them flea-free, and there are some natural essential oil products. They're described in the book for how to get rid of fleas naturally and how to keep them away naturally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't use any chemical products on my dogs at all. And my dogs have beautiful hair coats, and we never have a flea problem. And that's with 9 dogs. And that's
man.
Dogs coming in and out all the time.
Wow.
I wish I had this conversation 14 years ago.
Never too late.
You still have another 2, 3, 4 years with this dog, and then there'll be another one after. Because pet people are pet people.
That's what they say. I don't know. Dr. Judy Morgan, we've got about 2 minutes left, but we do have a phone call. You okay with phone calls?
Sure.
Okay. Good morning. You're on the air with Dr. Morgan.
Yes, good morning, doctor. My mother-in-law's got a couple of cats, and one of the cat has bladder problems, and she was told that she has to watch the ash in the cat food. Can you clarify that for us?
Sure, that's kind of the old school thinking with the ash. The problem with cats and bladder problems is that when they eat dry food in particular, their urine is too concentrated. The whole thing with the bladder and the kidneys is water in, water out. So they need a very high moisture diet. I don't have to worry about the ash content as long as I'm using a canned or a raw food. They make beautiful raw foods for cats now. Stella and Chewy's, Primal. There's some really good raw foods out there that work as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I've had cats. I don't have any right now. The 2 cats that I had have passed away. I saw one in the neighborhood yesterday, by the way. I thought it was my cat. I thought there was a reincarnation of a cat.
Came back.
Well, you have such a bright sounding personality. You just have been a joy to have with us this Labor Day. Is today Labor Day? Yeah, Labor
Yes.
Day.
It is.
Forgot what day it was. Thank you for being on with us today. Can I get you to give us some website information?
Sure. My website is drjudymorgan.com.
Okay.
And I have a Facebook page, Judy Morgan DVM. Tons of information on there, but it's all archived on the website as well. The books are available for purchase on the website, and they are also at Amazon.
Oh, that is amazing. And you are amazing. Your website is very, very wonderfully done, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, and you're
Thank
cute.
you.
You're cute, too. I just went to the website.
Better not let
The
Hugh
dogs
Grant
are
hear
cuter.
that.
Yeah, don't let Hugh Grant know I said that. Don't tell Hugh. Doctor, thank you. That was fun. That was very good. I'm going to go home and hug my dog and give her something and go buy something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rabbit.
And I'm going to get the book. Yeah, I'm going to go buy some rabbit.
Yeah.
As much as I hate that, I'm going to buy some rabbit. Well, the rabbit's already dead, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, debone it after you cook it. Don't feed her the cooked bone.
Oh, there you go.
I think they sell it fillet, don't they?
I think so.
think
Yeah,
so.
we saw that. That's
Wow,
even
you
better.
guys really are lucky.
Thank you, Doctor. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Obama will mark Labor Day by signing an executive order making government contractors pay sick leave to workers.
Under the policy, they'll be able to get 1 hour of paid sick time for every 30 hours on the job. The president will officially unveil the executive order today at a union rally and breakfast in Boston. Critics of President Obama's workplace policies say they raise costs for employers.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Scores of police officers will be among those at the funeral of Fox Lake, Illinois officer Joe Glinowitz, who was fatally shot last Tuesday.
One of the officers told me that he had to put Lieutenant Glinowitz's military uniform at the ceremony, and it was very upsetting for him.
Joni Lum of Fox Chicago affiliate